If you are lonely as a leader, then let's explore what that can be about. Why is it so critical that you lead yourself well? And what is the quickest way to evaluate how well you're leading your team? And how do you lead the toughest person in the room? People quit people, not companies. And so, how do you avoid losing key people? I am responsible for motivating myself. I am responsible for disciplining myself. I see the woman in the mirror. I am responsible for protecting my integrity, and the list just goes on and on. And why is it that I am the toughest person for me to lead? Because you know what? We all have blind spots. We all have blind spots. And so here's another coaching question for you. What tools or methods do you currently use to identify and manage your blind spots? What tools or methods do you currently use to identify and manage your blind spots? I can say for me, I've been with me all my life. However, when I was introduced to the DISC theory of human behavior, it opened up so much insight into who I was as a leader, because I was always aware that I am your full process leader. I want to be there from the beginning, and I want to ride that train all the way to the end. And yet it always felt like somewhere in the middle, I would lose energy, I would lose passion, I would lose momentum around it. And then as we move to the end, I'm re-energized. I manage for that so that I can keep my energy level, my momentum, my passion high throughout the entire process. And I can draw from those on my team who their sweet spot is getting down into the details. So I get to create the systems, and then they get to execute, design, and create and innovate around the details. So DISC is what helped me to neutralize my blind spots. It helped me to understand my leadership profile. What is a tool or method that you are currently using to help you to understand your blind spots? Self-discipline is the highest form of leadership, because you are the captain of your own ship, the master of your own soul, and leading yourself is a challenge. And one of the places where your character shows up is in how you lead yourself. Honestly, friends, there are days when I just want to take a break from keeping myself under control. If I were to be honest, the problem is it is not wise for me to take a day off, which leads me to the second action you can take in leading yourself well. Seek accountability. I've heard John say that people who lead themselves well, they know a secret. They know that they can't trust themselves. It is when you think you are untouchable that you learn how quickly you can be touched by poor choices. And so, another coaching question for you. Who holds you accountable? Who holds you accountable? In the book Leadership Goal, John points out that oftentimes it is the choices we have made in times of crisis or challenge that define us and shape our leadership. If you want to gain influence with people, solve problems. How you act or fail in those moments reveal to others just what our leadership competencies are. Times like facing a personal failure, or taking a stand on an issue, or making an unpleasant choice. All of these and more, when handled correctly, will either catapult us forward or eliminate our ineffectiveness. Now, please don't shoot the messenger. I did not come up with this quote. This is a quote from one of my favorite books, the Bible, and it's a proverb. If you fall to pieces in a crisis, there wasn't much to you in the first place. Ouch. Ouch. No one loves being criticized. And honestly, if you do, then that may be a conversation for another teaching. Here's another coaching question. How do you handle criticism? What are your blind spots when it comes to criticism? Jot it down. How do you handle criticism? Now, in continuing to really kind of unpack this idea of criticism for a leader, people can change for the better only when they are open to improvement. And how you handle criticism, it is vital to your growth as a leader, because not every critic means you well, but every criticism is an opportunity. And so whether the criticism is legitimate or not, what determines whether I grow from the situation or groan under is my words and my attitude. And so as we're challenging ourselves, for many of us as leaders, you know what? We are capable of many things, but only passionate about a few. And finding your passion is what will give you the fuel to lead others well. I know for me, over my career, I have held many titles: Senior Agile Project Manager, Independent Evaluator, Director of Technology for the School of Education. And friends, I broke records. I blazed new paths in all of these positions. And the bulk of my responsibility was in driving results and getting the job done. The bulk stopped with me. And I actually enjoyed what I did. I enjoyed it, and I was very capable. However, when I became an empowerment advocate, I found myself doing things that I not only enjoyed, and was capable of, but that I would do even if nobody was paying me. I found my passion. And so here is your next coaching question. What is something that you would do even if nobody was paying you? I mentioned that there would be an opportunity for you to do a deeper dive, and I will send this information out over email. But I will be hosting a mastermind for 3 sessions to help us dive deeper into this idea of leading well during criticism.